Hey everyone, Chelsea Rittenauer here, your host for Music Talks, exclusively on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. We are at the Porter Theater in good old Connellsville, PA, and we're super excited to be back for our brand new 2021 season with Christian rock band Firescape. Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good.
I'm good, thanks. I am super excited that you all are here. We had to reschedule, I was told 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times. I screwed up once and then COVID twice and it was a mess,
yeah,
but
and now
we're here. And I am so excited to have you all because you're our first Christian rock band. So I want to talk about all of that, but before we dig into the band and all the good stuff, tell me who you all are individually. I want to know your name, what you play in the band, and how you got into music.
Okay. Well, my name is Stephen Murphy. I'm the guitarist for Firescape. I had originally started on the drums when I was little because he played the drums and I always looked up to him. And then it wasn't for me. I can't do the hand-foot thing. So I started playing saxophone because of the Dave Matthews Band. And then I got into guitar when our youth praise team leader left our church and they needed a guitarist. So I stepped up for that and here we are now.
And to clarify, that's your father,
Yeah,
yes?
that's my dad. That's my sister. So.
Family affair. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can't find anyone else to put up with.
No. So my name's Jason Murphy. I play the drums, and I'm actually the opposite of him. I started on guitar years and years ago and didn't really love it. And I got into drums and just fell in love with them, and I've been playing now for 30-some years. So just enjoy being with these guys and being able to do this.
And my name is David Guido, and they allow me to sing for the band as well as play acoustic on occasion on some of the songs. But I actually came into music only in the last 8-9 years from church, and just started singing about 6-7 years ago. And so it's just a blessing actually to be part of the band and the way it all came together. So it's exciting to see what God's going to do.
My name is Rachel Murphy, and I play keyboard in the band. My love for music obviously started with my dad and all the stuff that he's done over the years. And I have played a plethora of instruments. I used to play bass, and then I got booted. So we found a better bass player. So I wasn't too upset about it, and we needed a keyboard player anyways. So obviously it started with him, and over the years I have been encouraged not only by my dad but by my mom, who's been super supportive, and my band teacher Jamie Gore. She's been really supportive throughout the years as well, and that's kind of shaped who I am today. So
my name is Maxwell Antonucci. I play the bass guitar in the band. Started playing it. I got my first guitar when I was 12, 13, but it came from a friend of a brother, and it was missing the 2 high strings. So I learned that way, and then a couple years went by, and a lot of my friends were forming bands in high school. So, and they were all really good at guitar. So it kind of just happened that I kind of fell into playing bass, which I think is better anyway. So since then I've been playing bass for about 16 years now, so I love it. I wouldn't want to play anything else. So.
Do you know how hard it is to find a good bass player? It's like impossible. It truly is.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
So,
I hope you find a good one or talk to a good one day. So, yeah.
I need a bass player. Okay. So I'm just saying it. Can we share? Dang it! All right. Okay, so let's dive into the band. Before I ask about the name, how did this band form? Give me the backstory.
Well, this band kind of formed before we even thought about having a band. The 3 of us played on a praise team. It was me, my dad, my sister. And then that church kind of disbanded from the building. And then I was working, and I found a guy, and he was like, oh, well, I have this band in Charleroi. If you want to be the guitarist, come out and audition. That's where I met Max. And we were in that band. Like, I was in the band and he was in the band because they needed a drummer for a couple weeks, maybe a month. And then it kind of fell apart just because everyone had their separate interests. And it was like Christian jazz rock, and it was like not really our style, but like we were like, we'll do it anyways. So when that kind of disbanded, we got together and we were like, the three of us were like, oh, we should do a band, we can have Rachel play keyboard. The only thing we needed was a singer. So once we kind of played with, like had some practices together, we were like, let's put out an audition for a singer. We have a band name, everything. We just need to find the singer. And then that's when Dave came down. He auditioned with 2 of our cover songs and 2 of our original songs. And we really liked how he fit in with the group and brought him down in. And he had played with us at a worship night one time before. So like I vaguely knew him. And I was like, yeah,
Sort of familiar
I was like,
with
he's
each
a good
other.
singer. I was like, yeah, we'll like give him the tracks and see how he does it. And we recorded everything in-house for him and sent him tracks, and we're like, learn these songs and come in on whenever you're ready, so.
How long ago was this? Was this a year ago?
This was like
About a year ago.
2019. Like we started in July. Yeah.
Okay.
We started the band in July of 2009 or June 2019. And then September.
Okay, so it's
October.
been a finished product for a little over a year.
Yeah, and then we had our debut right on January 2020, like the end of January.
I remember that.
And then since then, everything kind of went downhill with COVID,
Yeah.
and we played a few shows here and there, but I mean, over the year, we've gotten over like 1,000 likes on our Facebook. So I mean, for only playing a handful of shows, we figured for a year that's
fantastic.
That's great, and we sold through almost 80 of our T-shirts.
Wow. Okay, I want to touch on all of that, but
Yeah.
first, tell me about the name. What is the name? What is Firescape? How did it happen?
Well, so the name happened that we were, like, we had lists of names, like, and we're going through them all, and I was like, we were on Xbox, like the 3 of us were playing Xbox. We're on party chat, and I'm going through all these names going, these are the names that, like, we've kind of come up with. My dad goes, it'd be kind of funny if it was Firescape. He's like, Hellfire, Escape, And we were like, actually, that's really cool. And he's like, really? We were like, yeah, like we were.
So Dad came up with the name.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned fire or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
maybe fire escape would be funny.
We were just kind of goofing
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like the name
But
kind of
that's the
stuck.
best way.
Yeah, the name stuck. Like we had put all these thoughts and these other names, like a list of like 50 names, and I'm just like reading through them, like which ones do we think are the best? Like let's filter these out. And he kind of just brought that up, and it just stuck. And we were like, Max was the only other one that we needed approval from, and we were like, hey Max, like, you like Fire Escape? And he's like, yeah, dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
know.
I like it as well, and like it makes sense, like knowing it's a Christian rock band, and
Yeah.
like it does. It makes total sense.
And I think people have really liked the name as well. So
Yeah.
like we've gotten a lot of positive feedback on the name. So that just shows that like, God kind of had his hand on the name for this band from the beginning, which was
Right.
cool. So
Even the way it came together, just just us meeting the way we did. We just think it was God bringing us together because it just kind of happened in a way that not coincidental.
Yeah.
Matter of
yeah.
fact, I think we asked Dave if he knew anybody who wanted to sing, and he had, I think that's what it was, and he said, "Oh, I'd like to try." I mean, I think it is. Yeah, I think that is.
yeah.
And I really love that it's a family affair.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
It makes writing and stuff easier, or like recording, because
You're all
we
together.
set up and we go, hey, like we'll use. He has like a drum room at his house, and then it's like right by the computer room. It's like a duplex, so it's the old dining room, old kitchen, and we just go, hey, like we need to record some stuff. We come down. I set up my laptop. We record everything in house there, and then. Just kind of we can work on it as we please because like he's not too far from where I live, and I just go down and we just work.
Right.
Yeah.
Technology is amazing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, but
I
it
thi-
is expensive.
Yes, but I think it's saved a lot of bands throughout this COVID.
Well,
mess.
yeah.
Well, and I mean, considering what studio time costs, like having stuff at home is way cheaper. Way cheaper.
So I want to talk about the genre. You guys are the first Christian rock band. I have 2 twin sisters. They sing a lot of Christian contemporary. I had them on in the first year, but really that's been it. So let's talk the genre. Why Christian rock? Was it always meant to be that? Has that always been the focal point?
Yeah, that was the absolute, like, it had to be, like, Christian rock. And we're not talking, like, all heavy rock or, like, all classic rock style or, like, we like to mix things up here and there. You'll see some of these songs, they have, like, a nice, good mix. They're all going to be our original songs, unless we have a little bit more time than we think. We do have one cover at the end. But I mean, that was the standard. It had to be Christian rock.
Have you all always played Christian contemporary? You have.
I've been in churches. I played in churches most of my life from little up, and played in a few different Christian bands. And yeah, so it's just that, we want to go out and share God's love, and that's what it's mainly about. And it's fun. We do it for fun, but it's also like a ministry. We hope people will see God in what we're doing, and want to get to know that better.
That's fantastic. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember kind of in like the early 2000s era, there was a lot of Christian rock bands, like bands that you didn't realize that were Christian rock, and then we found out later, years down the line, we're like, oh, I did not realize. For example, like Flyleaf, I did not know was a Christian rock band, and they are. And then I'm noticing within the past 3 to 5 years, there's been a big surge in the Christian contemporary and Christian rock again. So as far as like a big popular, like I know you guys are doing it just because that's what you love.
Right.
And that's why you should do it. But I have noticed as far as a popular standpoint, that's kind of a hot ticket right now.
I guess it is. I mean, honestly, I don't follow it as much.
That's fair enough. It's just something that I've noticed.
But there's a lot of big churches now that their music is like well known. It's not like it's in-house church. Like you see it all over YouTube and all over TV. And
so many. I'm a voice teacher, and like so many of my students come to me and they want to sing the Christian contemporary. I mean, and there's a lot of pop hits right now from artists that are pop Christian contemporary singers, and it's all over the charts. So it seems like it's a very popular thing that people are gravitating towards right now, which is fantastic. It's great.
I mean, we see that, and I think the biggest thing is we don't want to get lost in like the style, though.
Of course.
Because like a lot of people, it feels more like cookie cutter. Like you feel like you're just copy and pasting the same thing over. We strive,
I've noticed that as well.
We strive to like be a little different.
You're doing it like how you do it.
Yeah, if we like it, we do it.
Yes.
We're not tied to anybody to say you can't do that.
Right. Yes. I like that, and I very much appreciate that. Yeah. So let's talk about the formula then, and how you guys write. Is there a set formula?
No. I mean, it's either lyrics first, or it's like usually it's something that either so far like Dave or myself bring. Or like she gave us chords one time. She's like, I like this chord pattern. She kind of had an idea, and we threw it into a whole new song. And we were like, well, this is what it came out to be, which is going to be our.
That wasn't what she expected, but.
It's our last song. It's called 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, Name of God, and that's because of the guitar pattern. Is like when we were writing it, we didn't have a name, and I was like, well, we'll just call it 3, 2, 1, 2, 3 for now, and we'll just so we had to include it when we made the actual name for the song. But I mean, I come up to him mostly, like I have something, I go, hey, like I have an idea, this is what I have, and then him and I work in house, and then we kind of like add the band in as we go when we hit some roadblocks for lyrics, or like they kind of fill in their own pieces. Like I never want to write something for Max. He does it great by himself,
Better than Steven.
Yeah, better than I'm not a bassist, so I don't know how that works, and he always finds a way to make it.
So somebody gives like the template, the skeleton, and then in your respective instruments, you fill in the parts.
Right. One of the songs we're doing tonight, Dave brought. He said, I have this, and then we just put our part to it.
I think when I was trying to write, I didn't initially think I was ever going to write a song, to be honest with you. We never even talked about, saying, hey, write a song. But I was sitting down, actually, it's funny because I had my wife's journal where she was writing scripture, and I just kind of was going through it. And as I was reading it, it just like started basically writing itself almost. So I took some of these scriptures, and then I was like thinking about a rhythm, and then pretty much the first song I wrote like within like 25 minutes of looking at scripture. And then from there, I tried to duplicate that twice, and it didn't work. So the next one's taking longer. It's like, shouldn't this get easier? It was like the first one just like wrote itself. It's now getting harder. Yeah. But kind of going through scripture and finding it that way. And then and then he tears it apart and says, "How about we change this?"
He's like the final,
Yeah.
say so, because
You're like the proofreader.
neither of us are really strong songwriters, and he's not really like, it's not really like the create part. It's he likes to polish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't polish it, but he can. So it works out the way it does because.
Yeah.
That's great.
After I fight with him to do it, yes.
I go, no, I really like that. And he's like, well, too bad.
I'm your father.
Yeah, you pull that card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk recording and any albums or EPs that you guys have out. So you've been a cohesive unit for a little over a year. How many songs do you have out? Do you have an actual album out?
We don't have an album out. None of us are sound engineers, nor are we recording professionals. So we're working on it. We got one song that's close to being put out. It will be our first single. It's called "You Save Me." You can find it on YouTube, though. We have it on live performance. Yeah, in rough forms live.
Yeah. Do you have a tentative date for when it will be released? Ballpark?
No, because
Okay.
once again, we're not any master recorders.
Hopefully by summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, sort of long term, are we looking to put out an EP or an album
Yeah.
maybe by the end of the year or something like that?
No, I mean,
Because you have
the
the
album we'd like to have out maybe by summer.
Oh, the
Yeah.
entire. Oh, fantastic. That's even
Yeah,
better.
now it'll
We have
be
about
8 or
six
9.
songs.
It's
That's
like
what I was
8 or 9
about to ask, 'cause
original songs.
You have the material.
Yeah.
We just have to get it recorded, and
Yeah.
we have a few more that finish up.
Yeah, that we're trying to make sure that we're not just putting out like here's like a 5-minute or 5-song EP when we have almost like by the time we finish these last couple we'll have like 9 or 10 songs.
Right.
And
You
it's
might
like,
as well put it all out.
yeah,
in a
we might as well.
something.
It's worth the wait. We promise it'll be worth the wait, and we'll throw out some singles leading up to it. So like at least you'll have something to look forward to, and you can find all of our updates on our Facebook and stuff.
So that's my next question.
Yeah.
Let's talk social media presence. Where can everyone go to find you online?
Okay, so the best place to find us is on Facebook. We are at Fire Escape Band, so that is at FireEscapeband. And then from there, we can also find the link for YouTube,
Okay.
which is the same thing. It's at Fire Escape Band on YouTube. Then we have some live recordings from our very first debut show to our most. We have some practice clips whenever, COVID was real strong and we couldn't do anything. We're like, well, we have a couple more songs we'd like to show people, so we did practice clips from we ran through a couple songs, and then we have some more live videos of some of our covers and some of our originals, and then we do have these great stickers to give you and the crew.
Ooh, thank
So
you.
that has our logo on it.
That's fantastic.
Rachel created the
Yeah, she
Oh,
created our
nice.
It's
It's
both
wonderful.
of them. So we have this one here,
Uh-huh.
and then we also have these T-shirts here. Hold this mic. Which will have our mini logo on them, and it has the big logo on the back, which we got done at Mon City Apparel in Charleroi. So they did
love
a
it.
great job.
Yeah.
And these are usually on sale on our Facebook for about $20. We cover the shipping on them. It's mainly just to get the T-shirt and the band name out, so we just try and sell them for about as much as we paid for them. Yeah.
That's great. So everyone, hop onto Facebook, show them some love, and get yourself a T-shirt. Definitely. So let's talk. And this is one of my final questions. What do you guys have coming up? Because you mentioned you have a concert coming up, correct?
So we have a May 1st concert, and it is out in Charleroi. It's at the church that we actually practice at. We're hosting it with an opener. His name is Matt Harding. He plays acoustic and does some worship music. So that'll be at City Reach Church in Charleroi on May 1st. Doors open up at 5. We plan to start having Matt Hardy play at like 6. We'll start at 7. The whole night will be done by like 8:30. So not too late at night, and there's enough space that you can feel comfortable.
City Reach has been
Yeah.
for us. We play on the worship team at City Reach, and 4 of us do. And they've been really good with us and let us use their facility for, practicing and concerts. And so they've been really great.
Yeah, so it's nice to have the support from the church, and, especially since they don't charge us to use it. And they let us, they just let us, however long we're there after service, like we practice Sunday afternoons, and he's just like, just make sure to shut off the lights and lock up.
And that's that.
Yeah, it doesn't mind that we
I love it.
do our own thing while we're practicing, and so we really appreciate everything that the church does and the pastor Greg does for us. So.
Final question, unless there's something that anyone would like to add. So let's talk future, big picture. What is the goal? Well, 6 months from now, the goal is to release the album.
Yeah.
What's the goal for 2 years from now, 5 years from now?
Well, I mean, even in 6 months, we've been trying to get in contact with Cornerstone Television. We're trying to get onto their network as well, since their base is mostly Christian, try and get our name out. So I've been emailing in hopes that we get a response soon. So we'll see. The last lady I spoke to, she had retired since then, so I was trying to get the new contact information. So that's like within this year, we want our album out. We want to play on Cornerstone. And then, in the next couple years, we just want to start playing. Like, we want to be able to play out more summer shows, be able to play.
The goal for us isn't like to make a ton of money doing this. We just want to get out. And so if anybody knows of a place that wants a band like this, let it contact us.
Yeah, maybe Winter Jam sometime. Like just a small Winter Jam performance. Like that's the big, like, almost unreachable goal, but we think we can get there someday. Yeah, anything is possible. So Winter Jam, whoever's in charge of that, Pittsburgh Winter Jam, Fire Escape.
Yes. That's good.
Nothing like self-promoting.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
yeah,
the point.
I mean,
That is the
shameless
point
plug,
of this.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been fantastic chatting with you. I really enjoyed talking with you all. I'm really happy that you started our new season for us. And
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
yes, I'm so glad we were finally able to get you here. And I'm looking forward to hearing your set.
All right.
So we're going to wrap it up, and everybody sit tight because we will be right
Yeah.
back after the break.
Yeah.